Thank you for being brave and trying our harder division problems. The first one, we're going to deal with what happens when we don't have an exact or a full whole number answer. First of all, we have 155 divided by 7. If I think about my hundreds, I can't give everyone 100 because I don't have enough. So I've given away no hundreds. So I have one left over. I'm going to turn this into tens. So now I have 15 tens. I know that I can give everybody 2 because 2 lots of 7 is 14. So I give everybody 2 tens, giving away 14. So I have 1 10 left over. I can't give everyone a 10, I don't have enough, so I have to turn it into ones. I've got 15 ones. I know that I can give everybody 2 because I've just done that one. I've given away 14, so now I have 1 left over. I can put this as a remainder. I have 1 left over. If you keep watching, I'll show you what else you can do with those remainders. But for now, let's move on to 2 digits. This time, I'm going to divide 208 by 13. Some of you will be very clever and will know your 13 times table off by heart. Some of you, like me, will not. So we'll have to use a little bit of a cheating method. I always like to cheat sometimes. I'm going to start off by writing some of the times tables for 13. I know that 2 lots of 13 is an easy one to calculate, so I'm going to start there. 2 lots is 26. I'm going to keep making things easy for myself, and I'm going to say 4 lots of 13 is double that. So now I've got 52. Again, I think you can see where I'm going with this one. 8 lots of that is just double 4 times 13, which is 104. Another easy one to do is 10 lots. I know that will be 130. That looks a little bit like a 6, but it's 130. Then I can do 5 lots because I know it will be half of that value, which will be 65. I haven't got the whole times table, but I've got enough to help me work out the other values if I need to. Going to start off with my hundreds again. This time I'm going to make 13 groups, but I've only got 2 hundreds. So I can't give everyone 100. So I'm going to put a 0 there. I haven't given any away. So that means that I have 2 hundreds left. So I'm going to turn it into tens. Now I've got 20 tens. That's good. I can give everyone 1 10. So I've given away 13. And I have 7 left. You've guessed it. I've got 7 left. So I'm going to turn those into ones. I've now got 78 ones. How many 13s are there in 78? Well, I can look on my little multiplication that I did very quickly at the beginning, and I can see that the closest value is 5 times 65. One more 13 onto the 65 gives me 78. So this time I know that I'm going to give everybody 6 ones. And because 6 lots of 13 are 78, I'm not going to have any left over. 208 divided by 13 is 16. Those of you who were paying attention when I did the multiplication video will have already guessed the answer from our previous working. Let's have a go at a harder question that also involves a remainder. Sometimes we use a remainder because we want to know how many are left over when we've done the division. But often we don't want to. We want to get a final number. And then we choose whether we want to express it as a fraction or a decimal. I'm going to show you how to do a fraction first, and then we'll do the same calculation so we can find out the decimal. Let's start by doing our quick calculations. 2 lots of 16 is 32. So 4 lots is 64. So 8 lots is 128. I can then go to 10 lots and know it's 160. So I know that 5 lots of 16 is going to be 80. Remember, I don't need to do all of the values because I can use these to calculate if I need to. This time, I'm going to share 516 into 16 groups. I have 5 hundreds. Can I give 16 people 100? No, I don't have enough. I've given away no hundreds, so I've still got 5 left. I need to turn those into tens because I don't have enough to give everyone 1. So I have 51 tens altogether. If I look at my little calculation, I can see that the closest value is 2. 4 is too big, so I know that my answer has to be 3 lots of 16. So everybody gets 3 tens. How many have I given away? I've given away 45. No, I haven't. I've given away 48. Because 48 is 3 times 16. How many tens do I have left over? I have 3. I'm going to turn those into ones. So with the 6 I already had, I now have 36 ones. I can give everyone 2 ones. I have enough. 2 ones is 32. So I've given away 32, leaving me with 4 left over. if I had 4 as a remainder, I would just write remainder 4. But remember, we're going to look at how to write this as a fraction. 4 cakes divided by 16 people. 4 cakes divided into 16 people gives us 4/16. I know you'll all remember simplifying fractions. And we know that that can be simplified to be 1/4. So my answer is 32 1/4. Let's have a look at how to do that one as a decimal. I'm going to keep the little calculation that I did so I don't have to write it out again. Let's do the calculation again. I know that I cannot give everybody 100, so I put a 0 up there. I haven't given any away, so I must have 5 left over. I'm going to turn that into tens. I already had 1 10, so I need to bring that down, and now I have 51 tens altogether. I know that I cannot give more than 3 away because 4 times 16 is 64. So I'm going to have to stick with 3. 3 lots of 16 is 48. So I have 3 tens left over. I'm going to turn them into ones. I had 6 ones already, so now I've got 36 ones altogether. I know that I can give 2 away, and that 2 lots of 16 is 32. So I have 4 left over. I have 4 ones left over. This time I'm going to turn that into a decimal. I'm going to turn my 4 ones into tenths. And now I have 40 tenths. I know that I can only give away 2 because 2 times 16 is 32. That means that I have 8 left over. I'm going to turn that into hundredths. I know that 5 times 16 is 80, so I can give everyone 5 hundredths. Now we can see that 516 divided by 16 is 32.25 or 32 1/4.